When it comes to attraction, sometimes the most telling signs are the subtle ones. If you're wondering whether a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, you might want to pay attention to his actions rather than just his words. Sometimes, the guy who's too nervous or unsure about his feelings may not directly express his affection, but his behavior will often speak volumes. Whether it's a shy smile, an overthought message, or a lingering glance, these small cues can be signs of deeper feelings that he might be too scared to act on. It's important to note that these signs don't necessarily mean that he doesn't want to make a move. They often point to a deeper layer of hesitation and uncertainty. He could be worried about rejection, concerned about ruining a friendship, or unsure if you feel the same way. Instead of making bold romantic gestures, he might try to express his interest in quieter, more subtle ways. His body language, small acts of kindness, and even the way he talks to you could all give you clues about his feelings. Understanding these signs can help you navigate the sometimes tricky waters of a developing connection. The key to recognizing when a guy is into you but is too hesitant to act is noticing how his behavior shifts when he's around you. He may be giving you just enough to show that he's interested, without fully committing to making a move. If you're picking up on several of these subtle signals, it's a good indication that he likes you but might need a little push or encouragement to take things further. In this article, we'll explore 20 clues that can help you decipher his hesitation and understand what's going on beneath the surface. 1. He smiles a lot around you. One of the most telling signs that a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move is when he smiles a lot when you're around. This might seem like a small gesture, but a smile is one of the most powerful nonverbal cues to show attraction. When he smiles at you frequently, it could be his way of expressing his feelings without directly saying anything. A genuine smile involves more than just the mouth. It lights up the eyes and often causes him to appear more relaxed and happy. If he's smiling whenever you're nearby, it's a clear indication that he enjoys your company. However, if his smile feels a bit nervous or forced, it may signal his hesitancy. He could be unsure about how you feel or might be worried about making a move that could jeopardize your friendship or relationship. In this case, his smiles might be his way of testing the waters, trying to gauge your reactions and comfort level. He may want to see if you're receptive to his presence or if you're enjoying the moment as much as he is. The key to recognizing this sign lies in the consistency and warmth of his smile. A genuine, repeated smile in your presence suggests that he feels an emotional connection with you. If you notice this happening often, especially in situations where you both are engaging in conversation or just hanging out, it's a sign he may be holding back his feelings, unsure of how to take the next step. His smile may be his safe way of showing interest, without crossing any boundaries or risking rejection. 2. His body language gives him away. Body language can reveal a lot about how someone feels, and when a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, his body language will often give him away. He may not always speak openly about his feelings, but his actions and gestures can tell a different story. If he frequently leans toward you when you're talking or angles his body in your direction, that's a strong sign he wants to be closer to you. A man who likes you may also face you with his whole body rather than turning his torso away, as this signals a desire for connection. You might also notice that he mirrors your movements or gestures. If you adjust your position, and a few moments later, he does the same, that's often a subconscious way of showing empathy and connection. Additionally, if his arms remain uncrossed, it can be a sign that he's open and receptive to you. When people feel comfortable and interested, they tend to keep their body language open and relaxed. Another important clue is eye contact. If he maintains prolonged eye contact or often looks at you when you're not looking, it could indicate his attraction. However, if he quickly looks away when you catch him staring, this might reflect his hesitancy or fear of being caught staring too obviously. His nervousness might prevent him from making a bold move, but his body language will still often give away his underlying interest. 3. He finds excuses to be near you. When a guy is interested in you but hesitant to act on his feelings, he may go out of his way to be near you. He won't always make his intentions clear, but you'll notice him hanging around in places where you typically are. Whether it's choosing to sit next to you during group gatherings, joining the same activities as you, or simply bumping into you in random places, these small efforts show that he wants to be close to you. His reasoning might appear casual or even coincidental, but if you pay close attention, it will become clear that he's deliberately putting himself in your vicinity. He might offer to help you with something, like carrying your books or holding the door open, as an excuse to get closer. While this might seem like a friendly gesture at first, it can be his way of testing the waters and creating an opportunity to interact with you. If you catch him doing this consistently, it's a good indication that he wants to be near you, but his hesitation to make a direct move keeps him from being overt. His actions show that he's drawn to you, but the fear of rejection or not knowing how to take the next step might be stopping him from making it clear. 4. He compliments you often. Compliments are a common way for someone to show interest, and when a guy likes you but is unsure about making a move, he may compliment you more than usual. These compliments may not always be overtly romantic, but they will be specific and thoughtful. He might praise your appearance, but he may also compliment your intelligence, sense of humor, or personality traits. Compliments like, "You always know how to make people laugh," or "You have such a unique style," show that he notices the little things about you and admires who you are. When a guy gives you frequent, genuine compliments, it's his way of letting you know he values you. However, his compliments might also be a bit more reserved or cautious compared to someone who's openly confident about their attraction. If he's hesitant to make a move, his compliments might not be as bold as they could be, perhaps to avoid putting himself in a vulnerable position. Instead of saying something directly flirtatious like, "You're so beautiful," he might go for something lighter, like, "You're looking great today," enough to express admiration, but not too forward. If you notice him complimenting you consistently and you sense a genuine warmth behind his words, it's a clear sign that he's drawn to you, but might be holding back out of fear of making things awkward or getting rejected. 5. He gets nervous when talking to you. If a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, he might act a bit nervous around you, especially when you're in close proximity. This nervous energy is often a sign that he's unsure of how you'll react to his feelings or whether his advances will be well received. He may fidget with his hands, avoid eye contact, or speak a little more quickly than usual when he's talking to you. These signs of nervousness can often appear when he's worried about saying the wrong thing or making things awkward. He might also seem extra conscious of his appearance or try to make himself seem more impressive, perhaps adjusting his posture or voice. While nervousness can make a person appear more anxious, it also indicates that the person cares about how they come across. If he's a little jittery around you, it suggests that he wants to make a good impression but is afraid of doing something that might push you away. However, these nervous traits are often signs of vulnerability and hesitation. If he genuinely wanted to make a move and was confident about it, he might be more relaxed. But if he's holding back his feelings, his nervousness reflects that inner struggle. Pay attention to how he behaves. If he seems more flustered around you compared to others, it's likely a sign that he has deeper feelings for you than he lets on. 6. He always wants to help you. One subtle but significant sign that a guy likes you but is hesitant to act on it is when he constantly looks for ways to help you. Whether it's carrying your books, offering to lend a hand when you need something, or simply stepping in to assist with a task. This behavior goes beyond basic politeness. It shows that he values you and wants to make your life easier, as a way of expressing affection without being too direct. When a guy helps you out frequently, especially in situations where it's not required, it can indicate that he's trying to earn your trust or get closer to you without making a bold romantic gesture. These acts of service could be a way for him to show that he cares, even if he's too shy to vocalize his feelings. By helping you out, he might be testing whether you appreciate his efforts and if it will lead to more opportunities to connect. Furthermore, this behavior shows that he's invested in your well-being and wants to be a positive part of your life, even if it's just as a friend. His hesitation to make a move may prevent him from expressing this affection more directly, but his willingness to be there for you demonstrates how much he cares. 7. He remembers the small details about you. When a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, one of the more subtle signs is that he remembers and brings up the small details about your life. This could be anything from the favorite coffee shop you mentioned in passing to the last movie you saw or something personal about your family or friends. Remembering these details shows that he's genuinely paying attention to what you say, even if it's not always something important at the time. For instance, If you've talked about a hobby or a goal you're working toward, he might bring it up later and ask how it's going. This shows that he's not only listening but is actively interested in the things that matter to you. He might also surprise you by remembering something you mentioned weeks ago, which can feel like a thoughtful and caring gesture. While this might seem like basic conversation skills, when a guy does it with you consistently, it's often a deeper sign of affection. It means he values your connection and wants to create a more personal bond, even though he might be hesitant to make his intentions clear. If a guy is remembering and recalling these details, it shows that his feelings for you run deeper than just casual friendship, but his fear of making a move is keeping him from saying it outright. 8. He makes subtle, flirty comments. A guy who likes you but is unsure about how to make a move might express his feelings through subtle, playful, or flirty comments. These remarks may not be overly bold, but they will suggest a deeper attraction. For example, he might joke about the two of you doing something together in the future, like, "We should go grab coffee sometime," or "I bet we'd make a great team if we worked together on this project." These types of comments can be his way of gauging your interest without putting himself on the line too much. He may test the waters by seeing how you respond, subtly hinting at his feelings without fully committing to anything. His humor might be light-hearted, but there's often a deeper meaning behind these remarks. He might compliment you in a cheeky way, saying something like, "You're so much fun, it's almost unfair," or "You're making me look bad with how great you are at this." Although these comments may seem like harmless jokes, they can often be indicators of his desire to take things further, but are tempered by his fear of rejection. His hesitancy might be why his flirty comments come in small doses, rather than anything more overt. If you notice a pattern of him making these playful remarks, it's a sign that he's interested in you but is unsure about taking the next step. 9. He takes his time replying to your messages. When a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, he may take his time replying to your messages. This could seem like he's not that interested at first glance, but it's actually a subtle sign of his nervousness or hesitation. If he's unsure about how you feel or whether he should take things to the next level, he might delay responding to your texts as a way of carefully crafting his replies. He might not want to come off too eager or seem too forward, so he takes longer to reply, hoping to appear casual while still maintaining your attention. On the flip side, if he replies thoughtfully and with some length, it shows that he wants to keep the conversation going but is perhaps afraid of pushing things too fast. He could be overthinking his responses, weighing each word carefully to ensure that he doesn't say something that could make you uncomfortable. The slower responses can also indicate his insecurity about making a move, since he might feel like rushing the conversation could make things awkward or lead to rejection. If you notice that his responses fluctuate, sometimes quick and enthusiastic, other times slow and deliberate, it's a clear sign that he's trying to navigate his feelings without revealing too much too soon. Despite his hesitation, the fact that he's still engaging in conversation with you shows his interest, even if he's being cautious about how to take it further. 10. He shows jealousy when other guys are around you. A guy who likes you but is afraid of making a move might show signs of jealousy when other guys are around you. He may not express it openly, but you can sense that something changes in his demeanor when other men are involved. He might become a little quieter, more protective, or subtly start positioning himself closer to you, even if he doesn't say anything directly. Jealousy can often reveal deeper feelings of attraction, especially if the guy is unsure whether you're interested in him or someone else. He may try to downplay his feelings to avoid making the situation awkward, but it's clear that he cares more than is letting on. In some cases, he might even make comments that hint at this jealousy without being too obvious, like jokingly asking, "Do you know that guy well?" or "What's his deal?" Even though he might not overtly act on his jealousy, these small gestures can be a sign that he's holding back because he doesn't want to seem too possessive or controlling. He's afraid of revealing his feelings too soon, but his jealousy shows that he's emotionally invested in you, even if he's not yet ready to act on it. 11. He prefers spending one-on-one time with you. If a guy is into you but hesitant to make a move, he may actively seek out opportunities to spend one-on-one time with you. While he may not directly ask you out or make any overt romantic gestures, his desire to hang out just the two of you shows his attraction. He'll try to create situations where you're both alone, rather than in a group setting. Whether it's suggesting a quiet walk, a coffee run, or simply catching up outside of the usual group hangouts, he wants to establish a more personal connection with you. By spending one-on-one time together, he gets to know you better in a more intimate environment without the pressure of other people around. He may be hoping that during these moments, you'll connect on a deeper level and that it might give him the courage to make a move. However, his hesitation might prevent him from taking the next step, even though he enjoys these moments of closeness. If he's consistently making efforts to spend time with you alone, it's a strong indication that he likes you but isn't sure how to act on his feelings. 12. He frequently initiates contact but keeps it casual. When a guy is interested in you but unsure about making a move, he will likely initiate contact with you frequently, but in a way that feels casual or nonchalant. He might start the conversation, send you memes, or ask you about something random, but he'll keep the tone light and friendly. By initiating contact, he's signaling his interest, but he might not be ready to make it clear that he likes you in a romantic sense. These casual check-ins might feel like just normal conversations at first, but if you notice him consistently reaching out to you, it could mean that he's trying to find an opening to take things further. He's testing the waters to see if you're open to deeper conversations or hints of flirtation, without actually putting his feelings on the line. His hesitancy might be preventing him from being upfront, but he's still showing that he wants to keep the communication going. If you notice that you're always the one responding, it's a sign that he's more interested than he lets on, but might be holding back due to fear of rejection or not knowing where you stand. 13. He finds ways to touch you lightly. When a guy likes you but is hesitant to make a move, he may try to touch you lightly and casually, without it feeling overtly romantic. These touches can range from a light tap on your arm during conversation to brushing past you intentionally. These moments of physical contact can be his way of testing the waters and seeing how you react. He's hoping that by touching you in these subtle ways, it will communicate his interest without crossing any boundaries or making things too obvious. The key here is that the touches are usually brief and non-invasive. They don't go beyond what's considered socially acceptable, especially in the early stages of a relationship. If you notice him casually touching your shoulder or giving you a gentle tap when making a point, it's a sign that he's attracted to you but unsure about how to take it further. These touches are his way of getting closer to you while maintaining a safe distance, without risking rejection or making things too intense too quickly. This hesitancy in physical touch is often tied to his fear of making you uncomfortable or misreading the situation. However, if the touches are frequent and happen during moments when you're talking or sharing a laugh, it indicates that he wants to be closer to you but is still unsure of how to move things forward. 14. He tries to impress you. When a guy likes you but is hesitant to make a move, he may subtly try to impress you. Whether it's by showing off his skills, knowledge, or achievements, he's hoping to catch your attention and prove that he's worthy of your affection. This could range from him talking about his job or hobbies to highlighting something he's accomplished, whether it's a personal project or an athletic achievement. He might even go out of his way to look his best when he knows he'll be around you. The intention behind this behavior is not to boast or make you feel uncomfortable, but rather to show you his best qualities without overtly saying, "I like you." He wants to create a positive impression, but his hesitation might prevent him from being direct. Instead, he'll drop hints through his actions, showing you that he has something valuable to offer, hoping that you'll pick up on it. If you notice him putting extra effort into looking good, talking about his accomplishments, or trying to impress you with his talents, it's a sign that he likes you but is unsure about how to make the next move. His goal is to get your attention without making it too obvious or taking the risk of being rejected. 15. He laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones. One subtle but clear sign a guy likes you but is hesitant to make a move is how he reacts to your humor. If he laughs at your jokes, especially the ones that aren't that funny, it's a clear sign that he's into you. His laughter is not just about the joke. It's more about how he feels about you and how much he enjoys your company. He may laugh a little too hard or longer than necessary, trying to show that he's engaged and appreciative of the interaction. When a guy likes you, he'll often give you extra attention during moments of humor, even if the joke falls flat. He's trying to make you feel good, and by laughing at your jokes, he's signaling that he's emotionally invested in making you feel appreciated. It can also be a subtle way of showing that he values your presence and wants to encourage you to feel comfortable around him. If you notice him laughing a little too enthusiastically at your jokes, even the ones that don't quite land, it could be a sign he's trying to hide his feelings behind humor. He's enjoying your company and wants to make you feel liked, but his nervousness or hesitance to take things further might prevent him from doing so in a more direct way. 16. He always looks for your opinion. When a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, he will often seek out your opinion on different matters. Whether it's about a decision he's making at work or something casual like choosing a restaurant or a movie to watch, he values your thoughts and wants to know what you think. He may seem to ask for your opinion more than others, and even if he doesn't always follow through with your suggestions, the fact that he's actively asking shows that he respects you and your perspective. This behavior is a subtle way of creating a deeper connection without making it too obvious. He wants to know you better, and seeking your opinion is a way for him to show interest in what you have to say. At the same time, his hesitancy to move things forward means he may use these conversations to keep the interaction light and casual, avoiding the risk of making a bold move. If he's constantly asking for your input on various topics, it's likely because he's not just interested in your advice but also in forming a deeper bond with you. It's a clear sign that he enjoys your company and wants to keep the connection going, but is unsure about how to take things. 17. He seeks your approval. A guy who is interested in you but hesitant to make a move may often seek your approval. Whether it's through his actions or the way he presents himself, he's looking for validation from you. This could be anything from asking, "Do you think I look good in this?" to wondering if you think his ideas are smart or worthwhile. He values your opinion and, in a way, wants to know if he measures up to your standards. This behavior often stems from insecurity or fear of rejection. He wants to make sure he's doing things right in your eyes, as he doesn't want to risk making a move that could push you away. By seeking your approval, he's looking for reassurance that he's on the right track and that you like him back in some way. However, his hesitation to take the next step means that he's playing it safe and doesn't want to be too forward in his approach. If you notice him regularly seeking your opinion or approval on small matters, it's a sign that he values your perspective and is trying to gauge your feelings. Even though he may be hesitant to act on his feelings, these subtle attempts to get your validation show that he's invested in your connection. 18. He often plays with his hair or clothes around you. Body language plays a significant role in revealing attraction, and one of the signs a guy likes you but is hesitant to make a move is that he may start playing with his hair or adjusting his clothes when he's around you. This could include fixing his shirt, running his hand through his hair, or even straightening his posture. These subtle, nervous gestures show that he's self-conscious around you, which is typical when someone has feelings for someone else but isn't sure how to express them. When a guy is nervous or attracted to you, he may try to look his best and make himself more presentable, even in small ways. Adjusting his clothing or grooming habits might be an unconscious attempt to impress you, without directly stating his feelings. His hesitation to take the next step prevents him from being more forward about his interest, but his body language shows that he's trying to make a good impression without overstepping any boundaries. If you notice him frequently adjusting his appearance around you, it's a sign that he cares about how you perceive him. These actions might be subtle, but they reflect his desire to look good in your eyes, even if he's too hesitant to act on his attraction. 19. He talks about his future plans but includes you in them. If a guy is interested in you but hesitant to make a move, he might talk about his future plans and casually include you in them. For example, he might say things like, "We should totally go on that trip together next summer. If we ever start that project, I think it would be awesome to do it with you." These comments show that he envisions spending time with you in the future, but without explicitly saying that he wants to take the relationship to the next level. Including you in his plans, even in a casual or hypothetical way, is his method of testing whether you might be open to spending more time together. It's a gentle way of indicating that he'd like to see the relationship evolve, but his hesitancy to make a move keeps him from being more direct about his intentions. If you notice him regularly talking about plans that involve you, it's a sign that he's invested in the idea of being close to you, but is unsure about how to make it happen. His fear of rejection or risk might prevent him from being upfront about his feelings, but his future-oriented conversations suggest that he wants you to be a part of his life moving forward. 20. He talks about his hobbies and interests. When a guy likes you but is hesitant to make a move, he may share his hobbies, passions, or interests with you as a way to connect. By talking about what he enjoys, he's subtly inviting you into his world and hoping you'll take an interest in these activities. Whether it's a sport, a specific type of music, or a creative project, he may talk about these things in a way that hints he'd like to share them with you. This can be his way of getting to know you better and seeing if you have any common interests or if you'd be willing to join him in his activities. It's a low-pressure way to see if there's potential for a deeper connection without directly stating his feelings. If he talks about his passions often and encourages you to participate, it's a clear sign that he's interested, but his hesitancy prevents him from making a more direct romantic move. If you notice him frequently mentioning his interests and hoping you'll join him, it suggests he's trying to connect in a meaningful way while keeping things casual. His reluctance to be more direct means he'll test the waters through shared experiences and common ground.